The Golden Boot Pod is proud to announce that merchandise is now available. We have everything from t-shirts and hoodies, to hats and beanies, to drinkware, to wearables and blankets. You can find it all under the merchandise tab at thegoldenboot.podbean.com or go directly to thegoldenboot.com. As always, thank you for supporting the Golden Boot Pod.
The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole. Hey, welcome back to another edition of the Golden Boot. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Aunt Petty Murphy in the building. We got Daniel D. Williams in the building, and we here on the Thursday night. So a lot has happened, a lot is going on today. We have special guests should be joining us shortly, Mr. Verge Ausberry, the executive deputy director of athletics. I know it's a mouthful. And we got our man Tank Guillory will be joining us later as well. But first, good evening, everybody.
What's up? How y'all doing?
I'm doing well. I'm doing good. How are y'all?
I can't call it, man.
I tell you what, as y'all know, some of y'all, I help coach some 6 and under kids. That's the best birth control ever. I just want to say
that. Oh man,
what's up, Trey? See Trey in the building. What's good, C?
That boy Pooh said his patience thinner than down your hairline.
See, I ain't
hey.
It was too calm. It was too calm.
Ain't nobody said that you didn't get a haircut in 2 months. Ain't nobody say nothing about you.
Nah, it ain't been 2 months. It's been about a week though. I'm sure need one though. Yeah. I'm gonna get one Saturday. Just be. Cool.
You know what? I got a very important question. I haven't been seeing my girls in here. Who we need to contact?
First of all, you know, school back in session. So they got to go to sleep earlier. So they can't do weekday shows, but weekends sometimes they be. But they sick right now. They got two of them got strep throat. So you know they kind of under the weather. But
okay, good. Well, good. We wishing that the
exactly, bro, exactly.
So praying that the pettylets get better.
Little petties.
The little petties. All right. So our special guest is here. Can you give us a thumbs up if you're ready to come on? All right, ladies and gentlemen, you ready? Ant?
Oh boy, let me get on my job.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, coming to the Golden Boot, we have the executive deputy director of athletics, Mr. Verge Ausberry. Welcome to the Golden Boot.
I want to find out where you found that old picture. That was a long time ago.
Yeah, I had to do some digging to find it. And when I found it, I said, yep, that's it. That's it. So,
I was a rough dude back in the day, brother.
Hey, first off, thank you for coming on with us. It's an honor to be on here with you, you know, and just say thank you for just giving us the time, giving us the opportunity.
Anytime, young brothers. I appreciate doing this for you all, and anytime you want me to come on, I'm happy to come on, especially things going in the athletic world around the country, LSU. I'll be happy to educate your listeners and educate your people about what goes on in sports. A lot of things are said, a lot of things are done that people don't really know all the details to. And that's what, I enjoy teaching and educating young people, young brothers and sisters about what goes on in this business, because it is a business. And a lot of people, the greatest thing one of the greatest things I ever did in my career is getting Southern University on the football schedule and then Grambling next year. A lot of African Americans, a lot of brothers and sisters, they never been to a game at LSU. And that was the opportunity to come there, see what we do, see how we do it. And, it was just a great event for our community and our state.
Definitely. Definitely.
Yes, sir.
And I can tell you, Verge, me and Ant, we were actually in that number.
Yes,
and
sir.
that campus was booming.
Yeah.
It was tough as all get out to get off of campus after the game.
That's not my fault.
I'd say this though, I haven't seen campus like that for a non-conference game probably ever. And that's a crowd you see for Alabama or a big time SEC matchup. So seeing both schools have a great turnout, and it was just good to see everybody getting along and such a great time. And I'm excited to see what Grambling looks like next year and what kind of crowd they bring.
Right.
That was the biggest non-conference. That was the biggest game we had probably in Tiger Stadium's probably history. A hard sellout. Okay,
Right. Wow.
We sold 102,283 tickets. And you had 80,000 come to the game, and you probably had another 15 to 20,000 that wanted to come. That the traffic was so bad that they turned around. We had to give a lot of refunds to certain people who couldn't get into the game, into the stadium, because of they wanted to go there. A lot of our street holders were disappointed they couldn't get to the game. They wanted to see their kids and grandkids. This was so good for our community. They wanted to show the unity, and definitely it was Southern's band, LSU's band, but Southern's band. Everybody wanted to see that history.
Exactly.
So I have a lot of people that were very disappointed that the streets got so full and the parking lots got so full, there's no place to put people. And we probably hadn't gotten that type of game since Nick Saban got to Alabama in his early years when he was there. We haven't had a game since like that.
Gotcha.
Wow.
Well, if I could piggyback off of that, I know we got to stick to Pooh. I'm sorry, but
no, you're fine.
Does this having a game like Southern come to play LSU and bringing all that the crowd to the stadium and to the area? Does that kind of make people kind of want to play that game a little bit more, even though the game may have been a little bit lopsided, but just it brought a lot of people together around the Baton Rouge area. Is that something that we possibly can see in the future?
Yeah, that's what we're going to do, and we're going to keep doing that. We're going to keep doing those type of things. We need to do that, and it'll be a rotation. We played everybody in the state of Louisiana, and we continually do that. And it's important. Southern and Ground will be on that rotation, just like Nichols, McNeese, and everybody else. Louisiana Tech, ULL, Tulane, Southeastern, ULM. We'll keep on that rotation. We're the flagship. Dr. Tate talk about that all the time. We're the flagship institution. We're the leader of the state, LSU, and we got to lead. We got to help our brethren out in the state of Louisiana. The opportunities we get that, and that's what we're going to do.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. So, Mr. Ausberry, I want to say this. A couple people in the chat have chimed in and said kind of the same thing. Can we get a home and home with Notre Dame, and can we replace Notre Dame? Replace Oklahoma with Notre Dame. And it's funny that they say that. I know one of the things, you kind of talked about the things that you do daily, or that your a lot of people don't understand what goes on behind the scenes. What are some of the roles and responsibilities that you guys have, particularly yourself?
One of my roles is managing the athletic department, the whole athletic department. Scott Woodward, AD. You have myself. You have Kelly Zinn. We the three-headed monster that manages the department and everything in the department we have, and just try to keep it going every day. I have dual roles. I also work for President Tate, Ms. Kim Lewis in that area, with the external part, and that's mostly the governmental relations on the local, the state, and the federal level. Anything concerning LSU, we try to protect LSU as best we can, try to get as much as we could from the state and appropriations for LSU, capital outlay, buildings, those type of things. So those are my two areas that I deal with primarily. I tell people I deal with student athletes from 18 to 20, and I deal with politicians.
I don't envy you on that
one. Yeah. Oh man, that's you talk about. Listen, I have to. The only thing I have to do is wrangle in the guys on the screen with me, so I can imagine.
You got that one. You got
we go off the rails a lot.
We do.
But let me ask this. As we saw the picture from your playing days, when we put up as your thumbnail, what are some of your early inspirations and some of the guys that you kind of looked up to when you were coming along and playing?
You know, we all had dreams. You know, all of us are coming out. You know, look at great football players that we looked up to. You know, I never knew I'd be in the industry I'm in now. A lot of great football players, from Michael Brooks, you know, that I played with, Toby Castle, who passed away, Eric Hill, Eric Andersack. Just a lot of great players. And the SEC played a lot of great players from Emmitt Smith and those guys. It's so funny. I've been looking at, I look at Kyle Murray at the Arizona Cardinals. And I remember, you know, playing against his father at Texas A&M. So we still have those great bonds, all of us, the athletes who played in that era. Now our children are playing all over the country. And so it's a blessing. And, you know, you look back at the great career, you know, I had at LSU and playing, you know, on. But it's you know, I look at it, I'm like, hey, this is something, opportunity that I had that God blessed me with and now blessing my kids with. And I just, you know, wish the best for everybody in it. So I really look, you know, when this career started, I didn't think I'd be in athletic administration. I didn't know what I was going to be in, to be honest with you. And I was a typical kid who came in, you know, NFL was everything. And one thing, I had two solid parents. I was the only child. Mother and father were both educators. And the value of education, how big that is, the education, getting your education, and how important it was. And so when I started in athletics, that was my goal, to make sure that, you know, guys come in and that you leave as better people. And that's the question I always ask students, people who are getting this profession, why you want to get into college athletics? You know, you get into pro athletics, you still have to care them, but pro is a business, it's a job. But college athletics, you know, we're making young people better than when they came in. And, you know, that was my goal when I got in here, and still my goal to the day, that these young men, we take them from all walks of life, young men and women. And people don't realize that. They think everybody come here, you know, that they have everything, you know, they got everything. You know, they got scholarship, they they got everything else. They don't realize these are big men, but they're still kids, little kids inside, both men and women. And they might be 6'5", 300 pounds, but still a 17-year-old boy in there who don't know how to make his bed yet, don't know how to change a flat yet, don't know how to get up for class, and mama cooking Cheerios every morning to go to breakfast. And so we got to bring out the best in those young men and women and make sure that, you know, they're on track. And it's hard work. And they come here with issues and problems, and we got to make it better for them. When they leave here as better people. You know, I have so many athletes tell me, you know, Mr. Verge, you were hard on me. I first started in academics, and that was important to me, academic compliance at the academic center. And they all talk about how hard I was on them. And then they come back and say, now it paid off in our lives where we are. You know, they're teachers, they're coaches, they're lawyers, they're doctors, they're going on with their careers. And now it's so funny. Those who even didn't get their degree are coming back trying to finish up, but now all of their kids are going to college.
Yeah.
And their kids, they realize, man, you know, I'm talking to my kids about school and say, well, wait, you finished, Daddy? And they look like, wow, that's something I didn't complete. So now those guys and women are coming back to college to get what, you know, they supposed to do when they were here. And that's the important part about it. You know, you go to the NFL, you play on LSU, you can do whatever you want to do, but hey, that's why they have recruiting classes every year. That's why they have drafts every year, to find the next best person to take your place. And not for long, average NFL career is 3 years. You know, guys who play 5, 6, 7, 8, they're very fortunate and lucky. But, you know, we do it for the young men and women who won't have that professional career. And there's so many of them. And even if you play in the NFL or the NBA for a long time, you're still retiring at 30 years old. You got a lot of life ahead of you. So we just trying to do what's best for these young men and women with their not only their careers athletically, but also off the field, making them better people than when they came in here.
Yeah,
that's good.
Awesome. Now, if I could piggyback, you said something about like a lot of the, you know, players coming back and finishing up their degrees. How does that work? Is that something that LSU pretty much helps them with, or is that something that they actually have to finish on their own?
Look, this is the deal now. With NIL and everything else, and healthcare issues and things, we're taking care of kids. We tell kids, hey, you come back, we pay for it.
That's
Now, the
awesome.
NFL, NBA pay for it, but bottom line, I want you back. I saw Jarvis Landry at the FSU game. Tyron Matthew, I saw those guys. Eric, I hug them, I love them. They my kids, they my guys. At the same time, whisper in the ear, hey, I want you back here to get that degree. Okay?
Yeah. Awesome.
You come back, I'm paying for it, come back. I want you back. Tyrus Thomas, Jamarcus Russell, any one of them knocking on our doorsteps, we taking them back.
Yeah.
That's something important for us. It's important for the institution, LSU, when they go out there and say, we went to LSU and, we got our degree. This is not, I tell guys, I think we learn at LSU and the SEC, and why some schools are ahead of us, especially academically, is this shouldn't be a 4-year decision. This is going to be a 40-year decision. This is going to be a decision where it changes your life. The connections you make in college, just not athletes, but really the whole general population of all people. Your connections you meet that help you in the business world, help you with jobs, help you making connections, helping you with contracts. That's what we got to do, especially these young African Americans, brothers and sisters who are playing for us. How we help them when they leave out get better. In generational wealth, we talk about that. How each generation gets better.
Right.
Yeah. You mentioned the transfer portal and NIL and stuff. How is that changed what you do as in your role, and so what's some of the pros and cons of both the transfer portal and the NIL?
I don't see anything bad about any one of them. Okay, what I see about NIL was coming. His name, image, and likeness. It should have been happened. And
how completely agree.
Image and likeness. So that should have been. We are where we really LSU. We are happy about it. Okay, it's something that should have happened a long time ago. It's something where hey, and not say paying guys millions of dollars. This is about here where NIL was. This is what NIL really was about. A kid from a small town like me from New Iberia, Louisiana. My parents were struggling. If they were struggling, then Rouse's or Albertsons, I do a little deal for them. They give me $500 a month to get food to help people, okay, financially, help people with crisis situations. That's what NIL was really supposed to be said about. Now, it got out of control. It was every state and everybody. There was no rules to it, and the NCAA couldn't enforce anything because we lost all the court battles. But that's really what NIL was about. And look, I'm happy to hear. The portal, on the other hand, if you just want to transfer or leave, I tell people it got to be the right decision. Look at Joe Burrow; he did the right thing. But the downside of that is, I think people are now not giving enough time. Everybody want to play instantly. Okay, nobody want to work for jobs. When I came here, only two players played my freshman year, and that was Eric Hill, who played 13 years in the NFL, and Greg Jackson, who played 13 years in the NFL. Okay, so that's why they played as freshmen. Everybody else was redshirted, and they had 15 of us go to the NFL, but really, those guys were they were the great guys in the class. Yeah. And so today, everybody want to be this instant superstar, and that's just not the way it is. The one and done and everything else, develop. I heard not only LSU, my son plays for Ausberry. They're all over there. He might get redshirted this year. They had none of the freshmen playing. I said, you know what? You got to earn that. People want kids, they want instant gratification. That's not where life is. You got to earn, you got to work, you got to compete, you got to go out there and you got to practice, and you got to get better every year. So you go in there as a freshman, you're not playing, I'm transferring. Okay, whoop-de-doo. I mean, you never gave it a chance. Right. And that's the bad thing about the transfer portal. If they don't talk about the transfer portal, about 50% of the guys who get in the transfer portal don't end up back at Power 5 schools.
Bingo.
So outside of that people don't want to talk about that, you might leave LSU, you might leave Auburn, Alabama, but guess what? You might not end up in a Power 5 school or school that you want to go to.
Yep. Exactly. Grass ain't always green on the other side.
It's not.
All right. Verge, if I could ask also, do you ever think about the inspiration you have as a black man in your position and how that looks to other, people who look like us?
Oh, I do every day. One thing I did during the COVID, I was able to speak. There was about the black coaches kind of a group that got together, about 700 coaches in the country. I was able to speak to them one night about what it takes to get to this level here. We're not where we should be, and not in college athletics and not in pro athletics. especially in football. We got to do better there. I'm just flat out saying we have to do better. We hadn't done a great job in those areas of hiring minority coaches and hiring black coaches. And I'll tell black coaches also, you got to be ready to go when your time comes. And you can't just be known as a recruiter. You got to be known as a coach, X and O guy. You got to be known as a coordinator. And that's the things that we, that we need to work on and get better as a coach, X and O's. I remember a guy like Mel Tucker, okay? Mel Tucker worked at LSU. And Mel Tucker was one of my guys that coached here and how he became that coach. But let me tell you something. Mel Tucker was on Nick Saban's first staff. Mel Tucker should have been a head coach a long time ago. And the battles you have to face, there's a lot of guys on that staff became head coaches, but not many of them are better coaches than Mel Tucker. And he got the opportunity. He got a $95 million contract at Michigan State. But that's what it takes to get to be a head coach. And Mel Tucker was a defense coordinator in the NFL. He was a defense coordinator in college athletics. But it takes a lot. And, sometimes there's excuses, about, African-American coaches, their track record, okay? And I say, well, how we talk about people's track record? You remember last year, Jim Harbaugh said some coaches are born on third base. And, sometimes African-American coaches, who got to, not only win a Super Bowl, but win it twice.
Oh, yeah.
And I said, let's look at the top teams in the country at the time. Kirby Smith was a coordinator. He became the head coach at Georgia. Ryan Day at Ohio State was on that staff, offensive coordinator, became the head coach. You have Lincoln Riley on Stoops' staff. Stoops stepped down, he becomes the head coach. Well, we talk about the body of work. What was their body of work? Mel Tucker was a head coach. Okay, he went to Colorado, he stayed there a short time, and then he went, to Michigan State. So yeah, he is a guy that has accomplished and done things, and he's been a head coach. So those are the type of barriers that we have to break down in our business. I'm talking to my white brothers about this too, about when it comes to these decisions and making what you're looking for in your program and how you go about hiring head coaches. So you're taking a body of work. Look at the guy who won a national championship last year. He was a defensive coordinator at Alabama. He never was a head coach before he became a head coach of one of the most premier programs in the country, University of Georgia.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Ausberry, every day comes with challenges in your job. Unfortunately, today news came out about the NCAA's penalty towards LSU. How does LSU face these challenges, or what prepares you? If you can answer that, or want to elaborate on that.
Nothing prepares you for that. We know it's going to happen. It can happen to any program in the country. There were some mistakes made. We put some penalties on ourselves, and we were happy, content with the decision the NCAA made today. The year probation. We felt we were in good shape with that, and there's going to be more decisions later times and things we got to fight to get through. That's just part of the business. You're dealing with people. People make mistakes.
Yeah,
and that's life. And some people make decisions, judgment decisions, and some people think they're doing what's right, and people get caught up. And I don't judge anybody. We're all guilty of that. We've all made mistakes, and we all gonna have to face have issues sometimes. So, but that's a good thing. You talk about the issues. If we wouldn't have issues, we wouldn't have jobs. We wouldn't have issues and problems. That's true. That's why we do what we do. We're educators. We're business people. We are educators. First and foremost, and we're gonna have problems. We're gonna have issues, and that's just the way our world works. And when we get there, we have to deal it. We got to be upfront. We got to be transparent. What we did, and it worked to our advantage this time.
Hey, so you mentioned the self-imposed punishments. How does the athletic department decide on what they're going to self-impose and when to self-impose?
Well, that's dealing with our compliance officers. Our compliance folk, they're experts in it. Laura Williams and Matt Jacobic. Outside counsel, inside counsel. Winston DeQueer is his office, and we just talk about it. We go back and look at previous cases and what was the penalties, and look what happened in those cases, and you compare to what the issues we have compared to what other schools had out there, and what happened. We didn't play in a bowl game one year. We took the bowl game from us. We took official visits from us. We took unofficial visits from us. Contact periods of coaches. So I think the NSA was like, they did all of this here. They took all the right steps, and we're happy with the steps they've taken. And so a year of probation. I think that's what happened in this situation.
So one of your, I guess you could say, better roles when you don't have to, fight those battles is you're a liaison to the TAF. How important is it to work with former players and former players and fans who, I guess, continue the LSU mission?
Yeah, we all development officers at LSU. I don't care what department you work in at LSU, but you never know who you meet. You never know the guy in line at the ticket office and he's waiting to get there and nobody's helping him. Sir, may I help you? You never know the lady trying to find a parking spot to walk in your building, or the person walking across the street asking you questions. Be polite, be kind, help people. And so, but you never know. People always think, you be driving a fancy car, the $2,000 suit, the Rolex watch. Most of the people I've encountered who've become great donors, they have the Timex watch. They have some khakis on, a Hawaiian shirt. And, you look at this guy like, okay, who is this guy? And you find out he's a multi-millionaire,
Right.
And remember that. You were kind to him, you helped him. And that's what I tell everybody in the building. You always can't say yes to everything, but don't say no. Try to find a way to help everybody. And the answer might be no at times. We can't do this, but give them a way. Say, okay, we can't do this, we can do this. How about this? Always try to help people. So we're talking about customer service in the department today, from the ticket office to the people taking your tickets when you walk into the stadium. That's one thing I told them for the Southern game. In all games, be happy, smile, welcome people to the stadium. Because bottom line, you don't have to buy those tickets, okay? They can watch it on TV. Yeah. And you look at the numbers around the country, especially in football, our numbers have been going down every year in attendance, and people are purchasing tickets. So be friendly, be kind, and that's why we fight this traffic battle so bad, because I don't want people to sit in traffic for 3 and 4 hours after a game. That hurts us. That's hurt the fan experience. And I want the fans, when they come to LSU, to come to a game, that they enjoy. It's fun. You enjoy being out here. You're meeting your alumnus, guys y'all went to school with, fraternity brothers, sorority sisters, just people you went to class with, a reunion, catching back up with people. That's what we really want it to be.
Right. And let me ask you this too. It's a more personal question. Now you have 2 sons that are Division I athletes. And how do you manage that?
One in high school. He's gonna be hey, it's a blessing. I never pushed their mother, and I never pushed football sports on them.
Yeah.
We told them you're gonna go to school and you're gonna make A's. Okay, you're gonna do good in school, you're gonna do great in school. And one thing their mother and I did, we took them on trips, not athletic trips, but when they were small, we took them to schools like Tufts, Harvard, MIT, Georgetown, Stanford, Cal Berkeley, University of Chicago, Northwestern. We wanted them to see some of the best campuses in the country. Yeah. And this wasn't about sports. This was about universities. Look, they grew up on LSU's campus. They grew up here. They've been in their whole lives. They knew nothing different. I just exposing them to something different. And that's why, when they came out, they wanted to do their own thing, their own legacy. Hey, Daddy didn't get involved with the recruiting process. Daddy stayed way out of it. It's where you wanted to go. They wanted to get their legacies. People thought they were going to go to the same school. That didn't happen. And, and Mother and I have been fortunate that we raised, 2. I'm proud of what they do academically. Jaden, been on honor roll since he's been at U High. Austin transferred to Auburn with 15 hours. Both of them major in finance. Both of them work on Wall Street. So we expose those young to that. And that's what I wanted them to do. And, hey, football, they understand it. But they're also saying the business world also, and how you use football to get to where you need to be in life.
So what's the game plan between you and Mrs. Ausberry on how y'all gonna watch all these games next year when you got one in South Bend and one in Auburn?
Hey, look, I told my wife she's gonna be doing a lot of flying. I'll get to the big games, the major games. Look, I told people ask that question. It's a good question. I love LSU, but guess what? I love those boys.
Exactly.
As you should. Definitely understand.
They got to see me, and I got to go to a game. Guess what? Hey, I'm gonna go to the game.
The real question is on Saturday, who you gonna be cheering for?
Who's that?
On Saturday, who you gonna be cheering? Or next Saturday, who you gonna be cheering?
Hey, look, I want
the
my
Tigers, huh?
Hey, who pays the bills? they understand that too. Hey, you know what? And they understand this thing. They understand the business side of this. You know, they understand. Hey, Daddy works at LSU. Dad's gonna help LSU. Dad got to have LSU win. Hey, Austin, you got to do your best you could. You know, hey, beat us. You want to beat me? Beat me. That's I'm not like hey.
So you just rooting for the Tigers, huh?
Huh?
You just rooting for the Tigers, huh? You ain't gonna say which one.
Right.
All right. Mr. Ausberry, let me ask this question. I guess it's kind of two-part. Biggest misconception on the athletic department, and I guess how do you determine, who you guys are picking as your opponents for the schedule?
Biggest misconception is, that we run athletics is this dark area like the mafia, like we do things. That's we're very transparent in what we do. It's a big business. We differ from the campus. And there's some aspects where we are, okay, because it's a $150 million business. Tiger Athletic Foundation is another $50 million. But we do a lot of things for the campus. We support the campus a lot. We used to give campus before COVID about $10 million a year. And we donated to the Hewitt Loan for Roland Mitchell in College of Education for that building. TAF did $500,000 donation toward that. It helped them get that building complete in campus. And we do a lot for the campus. We do a lot for people. When LSU is winning, enrollment is up. People want to come to LSU. We look at our numbers, especially African American kids. We have between 14 to 60% African American students at LSU. We have the number one in all flagship institutions in every state. We have the largest African American graduates, kids who graduate from LSU, in any other flagship in the country. That's what a great program does. It brings a lot of interest to your institution. So this is a misconception that we're all business, we're straight business, we don't fit part of the university culture. We are. We want to do. We've made mistakes in the past. We're correcting things. We're working on things that we need to do to get better in, and we're doing that. Scheduling, you talked about scheduling. That's a whole other animal. And, we try to find the best teams to play. We're going to play home and homes. We're going to play neutral site games. We got to find replacements for Oklahoma. We lost that series since they come into the conference. We lost the Texas game that we had for COVID. We supposed to play Texas here. We lost that game. We'll get them back in the conference. We got to go back and schedule games. And we're going to do the same thing in scheduling we always did, our format. What makes sense for us, makes sense in recruiting beds, what makes sense for us financially. And, we're going to open up with big games every year, great opponents, and we're LSU. The scheduling going to change a lot. You got to wait for the SEC to make the decision. Yeah. Or we're going to play 8 games, and the SEC will play 9 games. That's going to determine a lot how we go on with the future scheduling.
Yeah. We owe Texas, we owe Texas butt whipping. I need you to put their parents right up under the press box.
And then up the AT.
Yeah.
Put the band in upper deck.
Yeah, put the exactly.
Man, no, you can put them in Alex box. Let them play.
We're gonna try to do that. I promise.
All right, so Mr. Ausberry, with Coach Kelly, Kim Mulkey, and Jay Johnson and all the great coaches we have on campus now, do you think that this is like a new golden era for LSU athletics?
We had a great golden era, and I never like to go back to what we did. We've done a lot of things: national championships in football, Final Fours in basketball, 5 Final Fours in women's basketball, national championship World Series in baseball. Volleyball, soccer, softball. We've done a lot. We won a lot. These coaches here, they're developing their own brand. And you got, Coach Kelly, I think, to get the program back to where it needs to be. Matt McMakin in basketball, I think he's also a rock star. Kim Mulkey, what can I say? Kim Mulkey is the best coach in the whole, she's a Hall of Famer. Yeah. When Michael Jordan introduced you, he doesn't do much. He introduced her into the Hall of Fame. That shows you what Kim Mulkey is. She's a legend. She could coach any sport. Kim Mulkey could coach track, football, softball, baseball. She's a coach. She's a teacher. If you ever get the opportunity to watch her practice, please do. Nothing like that. And Jay Johnson, Jay Johnson is kind of like this Nick Saban of baseball. He's a workaholic. Look what the class he's done in recruiting. He's done well. I mean, super players. You look at Beth Torina, who she's brought in. You look at Sean Hudson, our soccer coach, how well she's doing and how well she's recruited. Tanya Johnson, who's an alum, who went to school with me in volleyball. She won our first SEC match last night against Arkansas. Track and field, great. I mean, Dennis Schaefer does a great job. You look at our golf program, with Chuck Winstead leading the group up there, men and women. They've won SEC championships. They've done well. So you look across the board how we've done in all our sports, gymnastics and everything. We're there. You got to keep it up. Look, they're not going to stop. And the SEC is very competitive. National is very competitive. When you bring in Texas and Oklahoma in your conference, hey, price of tea in China just went up, fellas. It's going to get real. You got to be able to compete. And, hey, we just want them. We run a department where we want to win in every sport. You can run a department, you don't have to do that. But we want to be competitive at every sport. Beach volleyball, no matter what it is, we want to win.
Yeah. As fans, we love that too.
Yeah, I was actually down in Gulf Shores for the beach volleyball this past season. So I'm looking forward to that.
You definitely enjoyed it.
Yeah, I definitely enjoyed it. Beach is lovely that time of year.
Well, Mr. Verge, I got one last question for you before you leave. If you had to rank Michael Jordan, LeBron James, and Kobe, how you gonna rank them? I just want to see.
Hey, I'm gonna go with MJ. Michael Jordan, brother. MJ, my guy. Hey, let me tell you something. I had this argument all the time. You might know Johnny Jones used to be the basketball coach.
Yeah.
Johnny's a good friend of mine. We go back he's a LeBron guy. I would say Kobe better than LeBron, but let's be honest. You have some, in my area, there's some good players from Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, who's probably one of the best.
The GOAT.
But Michael Jordan, let's be honest. You guys wasn't even born when Michael Jordan was playing. Okay.
Oh no! I caught all 3 peats. I caught both the 3 peats.
I remember the second 3 peats. I don't remember.
Y'all don't remember Michael Jordan in North Carolina. So I was in the 9th grade. Jordan was playing with Michael Jordan, James Worthy,
Sam Perkins,
real dudes back then. Okay, and so I watched Michael Jordan developing the player he's in today. Okay, and let's be honest. Who has the biggest brand in sports? Yeah. Michael Jordan.
LeBron James.
Okay? A guy who hasn't played basketball in 20 years. You cannot get it. When his shoes come out, you can't get them. Okay.
He said he ain't played in 20 years and he still sells more shoes.
Still the biggest brand in the business. That's right. He's the Nike spokesman. He's the billionaire. I mean, he gets a set of everything with the Nike swoosh. A billionaire. Hey, and MJ didn't go try to buy a team. MJ built his team up, okay? So I'm sticking with Jordan. MJ, I like winners. MJ gonna play sick. He gonna catch food poisoning and still win it.
Hey, all right, that's enough.
Hold on. I'm just glad
he got dehydrate on the bench and say,
I'm just glad he said food poisoning and not the flu. I'm just glad you said that. I'm just glad you got it right. I'm just
but no.
All right, that's enough LeBron slander. Mr. Verge, you gotta go.
Final question, but final answer though. That's 3 great players.
Yeah,
Look, I like what LeBron does. I know we just all tease each other. LeBron, what he does for the community, what he does people, him opening up that school, educating people. Kobe Bryant was a smart guy, what he was doing for the community. Life got taken short, but those are 3 brothers who do well. Help our community, do things in the community. LeBron is a spokesman. Look, I love LeBron. Okay, what he does, and so those are 3 great players. Don't take nothing from them. It's players or people and what they do.
Yeah. Great, Mr. Ausberry, again, it was an honor. It's been a pleasure. Thank you so much.
Greatly appreciate you.
I'll send you that picture I found. I have to get it to you.
My hair was black then, brother.
All right, ladies and gentlemen,
we appreciate you.
That was your executive athletics, Mr. Verge Ausberry. Listen, that's gonna kill me.
That man title is a tongue twister, dog.
But I got somebody. Our next guest. Listen, we just go. Y'all seen TikTok? Y'all seen the dude roll with me. This next guest, our next guest, we gonna roll into it. His title ain't hard to get to though. Man eater. Pause. Offensive line killer. Taking up all the space on that defensive line. Ah man, back to grace us again, Jacoby and Tank Guillory. Welcome back to the Golden Boot.
What's going on, bro?
Hey, you peeped the shirt?
Hey, he got the Alexandra shirt on.
I see you. Yeah. I see you, dog. Yeah. Hey, that's how you rep it, bro. Let them know. Let them know, Tank.
Where your shirt at, Daniel?
Huh?
Where your shirt at?
Hey, I go get my I go get it. I got a room, baby. I got a room.
So Tank, you got your shirt. Daniel didn't?
You don't find that suspicious? Oh, man. You don't find that suspicious?
Hey,
you don't find that suspicious?
He just wanted to use it, dog.
It didn't even fit. I just wanted to use it. But Tank, man, hey, listen, Mississippi State, great performance. As a team, individually, I was looking and said, "Well, my man, where Big Nine at?" And every time I looked, it was like this: you throwing your hands at ref. They holding ref.
Wait, I'm sorry, I didn't hear you. I was getting a call.
No,
I said every time I was looking for you, I was like, "Well, my man, Big 90." All I seen was them hands in there. I was like, "Ref, they holding ref."
Right,
they holding.
Right.
And
Crazy.
I was like, how? But listen,
but bro, we know this, bro. They don't even throw flags in the SEC for real no more. Like that's just they don't throw flags in the SEC no more. That's crazy.
Man, you in the stat sheet, and I'm sorry, Dan, stat sheet may not reflect it, but your presence was felt. I can say that now.
Already.
The Harry Perkins can't do what he do. You know, everybody talk about Harry, he can't do what he do. BJ Baskerville. You know, you and Makai came in and same thing. You know, fourth downs, shutting them down, and I was like, listen, it's not going to show up in the stat sheet, but I just want you to know it's recognized. Great job.
Excellent.
Hey, do you take pride in kind of doing the dirty work and not necessarily?
Yeah, being a nose guard is like one of the hardest things to do in football.
Yeah,
like so getting the dirty work so all my guys can.
Hey, you gonna have to tell her to call you back, bro.
She blowing him.
That's my aunt. I'm sorry.
Oh, it's all good.
That's what you're saying. Okay.
They asked about the tickets. Oh, okay. No, we gotta get tickets turned in by today, but like just doing the dirty work and everything for the team, like, and so all my guys can eat. You know what I'm saying? Football fans might not recognize it, but my guys recognize it. So it's a blessing for real.
Yeah. Man, Tank, let me ask you this, man. I know that first week wasn't the best for you guys, and of course, you know what I'm saying. Me and you chatted after the game, but how does it? You know, whenever you, as a player, you know, what do you expect from the fan base? You know, as far as whenever it comes to support, you know, how much does that mean to you guys?
I mean, the fan base, you know what I'm saying, they said what people had to say what they had to say, and some of it was a prison, but like, you know what I'm saying, we can't dwell on it as a team, and we didn't, but you know, like, we always bounce back, you know what I'm saying, we didn't get the start that we wanted. All right, next game, you know what I'm saying, and so that's how we approach everything, and the fans, like, you know what I'm saying, I'll be mad at my team like late season opener too, you feel me, like, you know what I'm saying, but like, they're on our side now, so we just got to keep it rolling, for real. We just got to keep it rolling.
So it's amazing how that happened then.
Yeah, you win. Winning changes things a little bit.
You don't find that okay, I'm done. But so let's say this. The last 2 weeks, no disrespect to Southern, it's not necessarily reflected on them. But even against Florida State, Mississippi State, fourth quarter, you guys look fresh. Out there, you know, you can tell y'all wearing them out. Can we say that's the Flint effect, Coach Flint?
I mean, Coach Flint and his staff, like everybody on the staff, like does an amazing job of making sure that we're conditioned. So, like, you know what I'm saying? So, I think we was talking about this the other day. Like, we're the most conditioned team. I feel like we're the most conditioned team in the SEC. You know what I'm saying? Because of the way just how we work and how we, you know what I'm saying? Like other teams might have like a day with no shoulder pads, but we gonna be in the pads. You know what I'm saying? Like we always grinding. You know what I'm saying? And I love like the mentality that everybody takes because everybody's ready for every day. You know what I'm saying? So I think it's good. I think we are like really good condition.
Right. Just want to our man Lamar Williams, aka Big Pressure, says you and Jack had the student section going crazy.
Already, you know what I'm saying? Gotta hype everybody up for the game.
Yeah. Hey, but look, Tank, man, I don't know if you paid attention, but your boy's been acting out. You know, Will and
Will and Emery.
Already.
Yeah, Will and Emery going crazy in the end zone.
My guys, bro. I told Emery, like, just wait your turn. Like, he was disappointed after the first game. I was like, bro, wait your turn. Wait your turn, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? He got his opportunity. I love, you know what I'm saying? He took full effect of his opportunity. So, you know what I'm saying? I love that for him.
Hey, Tank, I want you to know, he told us, he came on this show. He literally told us, we asked him off camera, like the first time it came on, and then we asked him on, then you asked him on camera. I'm still trying to find it, but then you asked him on camera. He said, hey, when do you think you'll be starting? He said, I'll be starting by game 3. The statement was 3. Like, that's crazy, but yeah,
that's crazy.
Okay, I'm done. I'm done for real.
Man, hey, I'm about to delete this off the thing so you can't even play them.
But no, seriously, man, it was just like they said, seeing y'all on there, like seeing him and Will do their thing, I was like,
it's impressive.
That's proud. That's
proud.
Hey, they had a story come out today about how all the defensive linemen are trying to kind of step up and rally and play for Mason Smith. Like as a D line, when y'all lose one of your guys like that, how do you bounce back from that as a room and like what are you doing to kind of step your game up and fill in for them a little bit?
But like me and Shaquille was talking about this the other day. Like, you know what I'm saying? A lot of people don't really know this, but like we've been knowing Mason since like me and Shaquille was like sophomores. So that's been our little brother, you know what I'm saying, forever. And like just to watch, you know what I'm saying, just to even talk about it, like, you know what I'm saying, like it's crazy that it happened, but like, you know what I'm saying, it like stuff like that in football happens, and we as a D line, you know what I'm saying, like this season is dedicated for Mason because we know how good of a playmaker he is.
Right. Yeah. Hey, and Tank, last week, how motivating was it? Of course, the last 2 years, Mississippi State, you guys have played them and they put up some numbers, but going into that game last week, how motivated were you guys to make sure that you put your stamp on it?
Our league game made sure we remembered that. Made sure they put up 600 yards on us, and 3 weeks later, the quarterback wouldn't even start no more.
Yeah,
he made sure we remembered that. So we played with that chip on our shoulder as a defense. Like we wasn't going. Like we can't ever have that happen. It didn't happen at Tiger Stadium. That was the most disrespect. That was disrespect. You know what I'm saying? So we just had to get our get back. For real.
So once y'all rolling like y'all are right now defensively, how do y'all kind of keep from overlooking New Mexico State? Like, how do y'all make sure that y'all keep the intensity up for what a lot of people see as a cupcake game?
We approach every single game like, you know what I'm saying, like it's our very last game. So, you know what I'm saying, the mentality of this defense is going to, you know what I'm saying, stay as it is right now because, you know what I'm saying, like we have a chip on our shoulder. As LSU as a whole, like we have a chip on our shoulder. So, like, we just got to prove everybody wrong.
Yeah, I like it.
And, man, honestly, Tank, it looked like you guys are having fun out there. You know what I'm saying? To see, you got freshmen coming in off the bench, flying around. Your boy, Jay Ward, is making plays all over the field. Defensive line is going crazy. I mean, how much fun are you guys having on the field?
I mean, it's a brotherhood. Here we go to like, so like, you know what I'm saying? It's a brotherhood. You know what I'm saying? So like, watch your brother make plays. You know what I'm saying? Ain't no better feeling in the world for real. Like, you know what I'm saying? You people like really want moments like this, and the moments we have on that field. You know what I'm saying? We don't take advantage of them. We always come together. You know what I'm saying? We celebrate with our brothers for real.
Yeah, to kind of piggyback off that, it looked like the swagger back. You know, the old LSU defenses that we used to seeing. Are y'all kind of challenging yourselves to kind of bring that back a little bit?
We talk about that every day, getting our swag back. We need to play with swag. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we feel like we're doing.
I love it.
Yeah. Again, our man Big Pressure says, Tank, you need to have your touchdown dance ready. Fumble return, an interception, a screen pass for a touchdown, but you need to have it ready. So
we practiced that. We practiced our celebrations. You know,
you gonna hit the AB dance on them?
No, I mean, I think what I want to do is what my boy Nudie did. It's like turn his back to the student section and just have his arms crossed and just have everybody, you know what I'm saying?
Snapping the pictures.
I like
already.
Speaking of new, do y'all keep up with all the guys that transferred out or that's playing other places?
Bro, Nudie is my guy. Like, ain't nobody gonna tell y'all this, but I'm the reason he came to LSU for real because I met him at the All American Bowl. He was my roommate, but he was like, I don't know where I'm gonna go, bro. I was like, bro, we've been there for a week. Why don't you just come? You know what I'm saying? Come kick it with me in the booth. So like, he had his opportunity to tell where he was going at the game, so he picked LSU, and I was like, you know what I'm saying? That's my guy. Like, that's my guy. Like, I hit him up every day. Not every day, you know. After every Saturday, after he get a pick, you know, I'm hitting him up.
So you really are the ace recruiter, man. You getting everybody to come.
Undefeated.
Yeah, he
never lost.
Hey, Tank, let me kind of piggyback off of Ant on this question. So, of course, you got the transfer portal and players transferring a lot. You know, how do you guys look at that as players? You know, you have guys that kind of go to opposing teams and, you know, maybe go to rivals. Do you guys still kind of still have that brotherhood with them? How does that work?
Oh yeah, of course. You know what I'm saying. Like off the field, like you know what I'm saying. We're really close. You know what I'm saying. Like everybody's close with everybody. So I'm saying off the field, you know what I'm saying. It's all love. But when we on the field, you just happen to be wearing another jersey, bro.
Yeah,
sorry.
I like it. So all right, we're gonna stick on this one more question, Pooh. All right, so with the transfer portal, how important do y'all players kind of look at it? Like maybe I need to stay cool with a lot of these guys I'm going through the recruiting process with, because I might, they might hit the portal and we might want them over here. Even though he might have went to Georgia or wherever coming out of high school, but I'm gonna stay cool with him because if he hit the portal, I want him over here.
I mean, all the recruits that I get, you know what I'm saying, they real cool, genuine guys, so I always stay in touch with them. But just in case, you know what I'm saying,
Yeah.
Coach did ask about you again, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah.
Stuff like, so I always keep in touch. Like, I think one of he went to Ohio State, but like he just tore his meniscus. I want to put his real business out like that, so I don't say his name. He just tore his meniscus, and I was like, you know what I'm saying, I'm checking in on you. I called him, make sure he was all right. So you know what I'm saying. So like, just keeping that, you know, still tight bond. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, like they're in high school. They probably look up to me or something like that. So just, you know what I'm saying. End of the day, anything I can help them with, you know what I'm saying, I'm there for them.
That's what's up, bro.
Right. And with the camps, I would say, I'm sorry, Pooh, with the camps too, man. I mean, that probably brings you guys a lot closer to. You got your All-American games and things like that. So I know probably in the day, a lot of times, you know, players didn't associate with other teams and things like that. But with you guys doing the All-American games, you got your social media. I'm pretty sure you guys probably stay in contact a lot more than what they did in the past.
Yeah, I really do stay in touch with most of the guys we played in the All-American game with. Like, you know, a lot of like me and McKinley, like we were just cracking on each other the other day. Like, that's my guy. Yeah. Like me and Nudie, like real close. Like all those guys, like I still keep in touch with them. And even after the game, you know what I'm saying, I'm dapping them up, shaking their hand, taking a picture, and all that.
Dope.
All right, so Tank, I want to bring you back because again, we know that, your most important opponent is always your next opponent. What is something about New Mexico that we should know about?
I mean, they're really a tough team, you know, a West Coast team or whatever. Like I don't want to say whatever, but like, you know what I'm saying, we're a tough team. Like we got to look at them and like, just like if they're Auburn, you know what I'm saying, like they got to win last week, they could win too, you know what I'm saying. So just looking at, they're really a tough team, but you know what I'm saying, you got to watch what you're saying. But
yeah, I get it. I'm not trying to. I ain't trying to.
Hey, so how much of, you know, A&M losing, Notre Dame losing, and some of these, you know, Power 5 schools losing to smaller schools, how much of that do y'all pay attention to and kind of, hey, you know, we can't sleep on these guys?
I mean, we should be like, you know, we ain't them. We ain't them, so that's their business. We ain't them.
Yeah. Like it.
I heard that.
Like it.
Can't happen unless you. But I watch these games, but like I watched the game that, you know what I'm saying, I did watch the A&M game. Like you can't take any opponent lightly. You know what I'm saying? No matter who it is. Like it don't matter who it is. Like we didn't take Southern lightly. You know what I'm saying? We ain't taking Let's Go State lightly. We ain't taking nobody lightly. So just, you know what I'm saying, just be prepared for the team. Like when it's Saturday, that's really what's most important.
All right. Tank, let me ask you about that Southern atmosphere, man. How did that feel?
Oh my God, man, that was crazy. Like Like it was for real sold out. Like every seat gone. You know what I'm saying? Like then I didn't get to see the tailgate. You know what I'm saying? Because we don't. Like
Crazy.
I know it was crazy. Like just that
Crazy.
atmosphere. Like, but really what we did for Baton Rouge was amazing. Though I really feel like that. Like really what we did for Baton Rouge was amazing.
Yeah.
So Tank, this weekend, y'all in the white helmet, purple jersey, white bottoms.
Like that. I can't say nothing about that.
Okay. That's what's been reported.
We were white and yellow. White and yellow. White and purple. I mean, white and gold.
Okay. Okay. All right.
White and gold.
So imagine this. So, what's your favorite combo? I mean, I know you can't talk about.
No. My favorite jersey, is the when we wear all white. Like the icy jerseys, like that's my favorite jersey. Or like the was it 2016 or 17? Yeah, the mustard jerseys. I wish we'd bring them back.
Oh yeah.
You know what?
I remember that.
Yeah, that's that. I was just gonna say I wish they would bring back the stiff arm through the ground more than the jersey. But that was.
Oh man! Oh my God!
Hey, you need to talk to somebody about bringing back them helmets that they wore.
The purple ones.
Yes.
Those were nice.
Yes.
No. I'm gonna tell you the one was my favorite. Tank, I don't know if you may have been really young. This was 2009 when they had the gold helmets, all whites. They kind of look like Alcorn when they came out there. Chad Jones.
I remember.
They
remember
against
that.
Arkansas.
Yeah,
they played against Arkansas.
Yeah, I remember.
Wish I could see that.
Go look up 2009 LSU versus Arkansas. First of all, I think that was like that may have been Chad Jones may have been the reason why they created targeting. He laid somebody out to save the game.
I gotta watch that.
But that jersey combination is one of my favorites. Tank. So let me ask you this: this weekend, what is something that you? Well, I'm not even gonna say just this weekend. Game days. What is one of the biggest things that you look forward to? Outside of the game, I'm saying it like that.
The jog I took around the field, you know what I'm saying, when the opposing team gets there. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why I'm, you know what I'm saying, just scouting everybody, looking at everybody like that. Like that warm up I do before the game is what I really look forward to most of the game.
Yeah. Now let me ask you, Tank, like I mean, do you kind of put like a little extra baby oil before you go out and go run, just to let them know, look, hey, this, you know what I'm saying, this Tank.
This dude right here.
Pause.
I mean, I just asked you.
Yeah, old man said, do you put on extra baby oil?
Oh, people used to put baby oil on your arm.
Anyway.
You used to do that.
Anyway.
What they say, you can pick your friends, you can pick your nose, but you can't wipe your friends on the couch.
What?
I don't know what that means.
Choose better friends, basically.
I don't know what's going on right now.
Off the rails. All right, Tank, man. Hey, best of luck this weekend.
Yes, sir.
Thank you again for coming on, topping it up.
Already anytime.
Hey, we're looking forward to. I'm looking forward to. It's gonna take 3 of them to hold you back this time. I already know. So I'm looking forward to seeing that, so I can yell at the screen, throw the flag.
Hey, just start falling on the ground like LeBron be doing, man. Just start rolling over.
Man, y'all all this LeBron slander gonna stop.
You just keep dominating so your boys behind you can come make plays, bro.
Already.
I'm just saying.
Fix that light.
It's the
we should have talked to Verge about why they lights don't stay on, man.
Man, look, make they line look about as thin as Daniel hairline. But all right, Tank.
See.
All right, Sean.
Nice having you all.
All right, bro. We'll holler at you.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was again our man Tank Guillory doing this thing.
That dude there, man.
Y'all funny, man.
That dude Daniel with the baby oil question, that just threw everything off.
I don't,
bro. Y'all.
Now I should have played. You don't find that suspicious? That's when I should have played.
Bro, that happens, bro. Y'all think people?
You should have said.
Pause.
ask this man, do he rub baby oil on himself? That's a
No,
pause moment.
not just baby oil. He said, do you put extra baby oil on you? What?
Pause.
Yeah, man, you want the muscles to shine and stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. All right.
This guy right here, man.
All right. So we talked about briefly the NCAA announced the penalty today for LSU relating to James Craig. So James Craig was given a 3-year show cause.
That ain't no slap on the wrist. 3-year show calls ain't no slap on the wrist.
3-year show cause. It was, well, you know what I'm saying? LSU had a $5,000 fine, limited to 55 official visits, and I'm missing something else. What else? Is that it?
Yeah, I think so. Plus the self-imposed stuff that Verge was talking about earlier.
Correct. Yeah. Correct. So this was strictly due to I guess it was called improper contact by Coach James Craig during the 2020 season. 2020, 2021.
2020 COVID season.
2020 COVID, okay. But not all news that we've gotten is bad news. Harry Perkins named Student Athlete of the Week. That boy been doing his thing in the classroom and on the field. I love
graduate champions.
Tackle. He can do it all.
Graduate champions.
I love it.
So I put this on here, opponent preview, because I know we don't know much about New Mexico State. So I bring up, I guess,
they're 2-1. That's all I know.
I bring up their stats, and Tank can't say it as a player. I'll say it. I'm not impressed. Quarterback is thrown for 379 yards, 3 touchdowns, 3 interceptions. Be careful what y'all wish for, because never mind. Their rushing attack, they've got one running back that on the season has 23 carries for 101, another with 28 and 95. They got a lot of players that actually get runs. Yeah. Quarterback seems to be a mobile quarterback, not that mobile, but he's 31 carries, 36 yards. They're deep now. I will say this. They do have a safety that has 2 interceptions on the season, so that is something to be aware of. Look at who they've played and how they fared. They beat Maine 41-0.
Maine is 0-3.
Yeah, they lost to Boise State 31-14. And they quarterback threw for 98 yards that game.
They beat UTEP too.
Yeah, 27-10. So
and UTEP has won one other game. UTEP beat New Mexico State. So.
Hey, look, I ain't sleeping on.
I'm just stating facts, bro. I'm just saying who the teams that they played and who they have beaten. That's all I'm saying.
I ain't sleeping. Look, this what I'm gonna say. We need to get Jake Besh involved. Jack Besh involved in the game. Okay. We need to get that man the ball.
Well, since Kayshawn isn't playing, you'll be able to get him involved a little bit.
He need basketball.
No, Preston, that's because you didn't have when you play football, so you don't know. You don't know. You rub baby oil on your skin.
No, you don't. No, you don't.
No, y'all ain't.
Anyway,
that's because y'all ain't have muscles when y'all play football. But it's all right.
That might explain a lot. That might explain a lot.
You were like, no, I ain't gonna go there. But I ain't saying that they that they bad or nothing like that. I was just stating facts of who they. I think New Mexico is a I don't know what y'all talking about.
There's a nose tackle. Thomas like, hey, hold me. I'm back what kind of baby oil you use? Johnson. Or you use Dollar General spray? Yeah, the Equate.
Man, y'all crazy. So next time,
before they gave you cancer.
What would you like to see this weekend against New Mexico?
I want Jake Besh to get the ball.
Jack, if you don't stop saying that man name wrong.
Jake, it's the same thing. Spelled
no, it ain't.
All right, Danielle. Same thing. It's a lot different now, ain't it?
It is not like that. Hey, but you know that's how you say that in Spanish. You say
Say that
Daniel.
man. Say that man name right, man. It's Jack Besh.
Okay, Jack. Just feed Jack. All right. Pressure says it's gonna be 40 in the first quarter.
No, that's what he'd like to see is 40 in the
That's
first quarter.
crazy.
I'd like to see a running game.
Yeah.
I want to see.
I want to see on time passing.
I want to see a quick start. Quick start, and
me too.
I just
like the Southern game.
Like the Southern game.
That wasn't even fair.
That was a quick. It was a quick start though. You know what I mean?
They had short field a lot. I want to see. I want to see sustained long sustained drives with a quick start.
Kind of like with Shannon Williams.
I wouldn't mind seeing like with Shannon. I wouldn't mind seeing some explosive plays from the past game.
Miss Shannon Williams. Hey, Miss Shannon, thank you for joining in with us. She says a beat down and more passing downfield. A vertical attack.
Yeah, I would on that. I want to see some 40-yard pass play. You know what I'm saying? Like it ain't got to be touchdowns, but just explosive plays.
Stretch the field. Yep. All right. I got another question for you. Should Walker Howard play this game? Because this has been a debate. Ant says no. I disagree, but
I think you go Jaden, you go Nuss, and you go Walker.
Yeah, that's what I want to see.
Yep.
I say nope. Because he's they want to red shirt him. So
okay, I get what you
if you play him this game, you never know what's gonna happen later on down the road. Somebody might get hurt, and then
I say again, if you need him down the road in an emergency situation, are you going to care if are you going to say then, oh, it's an emergency situation? Saying you only got 2 games, I still want to red shirt you. At that point, if you need him, you're going to need him. You don't matter what how many games.
Has he played at all this season yet?
He's got 1 game. He played the Southern game.
He played the Southern game.
Okay.
So, what other games are you going to put him in?
You never know. You never know. Okay, say somebody gets hurt. Say one of your quarterbacks gets hurt, and then the other quarterback helmet come out for a play. He has to go in the game, and now that's 1 game where he's played because
not necessarily.
So you gonna put somebody else in for a snap?
Why you gonna put position? Run Wildcat.
Man,
you put Falk in there.
You do have walk-ons. You could put them in for a handoff or what's called it. Come on, if it's
a 3rd and 7. What you gonna do?
Put in
3rd and 7.
You gonna get a walk-on and throw that 3rd and 7, or you gonna put Walker Howard in?
Put in us.
Who we playing?
Alabama.
What's the score?
Alabama, you down by 3.
Okay, you put Walker in.
My point is, you never know what's gonna happen.
But again, you put Walker in. That's still you play him this game. You play him the Alabama game. He still got 1 more game.
Right, and that's
the big game. I'm saying you don't have to play him this early in the season, bro.
Okay.
But look, how do you build experience?
Playing.
Exactly.
With the way Nuss
so much at practice.
With the way Nuss
I understand that.
I'm not trying to be funny. And no disrespect, with the way Nuss looked, I would want to get him some game times experience.
Look,
at the
same time,
because you can shut him down after 2 games and
no, not necessarily, bro. You never know what's gonna happen. We only got 2 other quarterbacks.
Look, I can say like this. A lot of people are getting on Nuss how he came out and played, but look, man, it happens.
I completely agree.
And to that point, wouldn't Nuss, since y'all saying Nuss didn't look great, why not give him more reps since he's actually the number 2 quarterback this year?
But what if he comes out and you have another game like Southern where they're just blowing him out? I mean,
because that's literally played a whole half.
He did, and honestly, he probably needs more reps.
No, he does. They both do.
So give him all the reps.
So do you leave Nuss in if he starts hurting the team?
Then he needs to be playing. He needs to get that out of his system.
That's how you fix it.
That's how you fix it by reps. I mean, it ain't like and now if we lose and take him out, put Jaden Daniels in, obviously. But I mean,
well, we ain't got to worry about red shirts here. New Orleans Saints. We all know J-Boo is hurting.
I mean,
he need a medical red shirt.
I was just gonna say, should J-Boo play this week?
No.
Yeah, You talking about an injury that could possibly hurt him in the future, hurt his life. Like, dude, sit down, bro.
Tony Romo had the same injury and he missed like 4 weeks. So I think he just need to. Obviously, last week showed he can't play with the injury. So just sit a few weeks and rest up till you healthy enough to play.
Yep.
Right. So with that said, Jameis playing hurt didn't help the team. The issues with the offense, is that all on Jameis, Pete Carmichael, the offensive line? Who's to blame?
Pete Carmichael and Jameis.
Pete Carmichael.
Jameis hold the ball too long. There's a stat. There's a stat that says that Jameis is responsible for more than half of the sacks so far this season.
Well, look, what about the route combinations that's being ran?
I mean, that's why I said both of them. It's on both of them. And there were times where Jameis could have scrambled for a first down, but he's holding the ball trying to make a pass. That's on Pete Carmichael?
But he's also coming off an ACL injury too.
You can't get 3 yards. You don't need to be out there if you can't scramble for 3 yards.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
I'll put it out.
I mean, Pete could call the play, but they got to execute.
That is true.
And Jameis Winston missed throws last game. That ain't on Pete.
He did. Honestly, Pete should have took him out and put in Andy Dalton.
That's not Pete's call.
Why is it not?
Because he's not the head coach.
He's not the head coach. Right.
Mm-hmm. All right. This is a question that came up, Daniel, that you brought up last week that we couldn't get to. Running backs in the NFL. How important are they these days?
Individual running backs, not that important. But you gotta
in general.
You gotta have a committee.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because that's what I'm saying this season.
You gotta be able to run the ball when you need to, but you gotta have somebody who can catch out the backfield to be successful.
So we're saying long gone are the days of the star running back that gets 25, 30 carries a game and carries your team.
Maybe not long.
I can't think of a team.
Few and far between.
That catch by George Pickens. I don't know if y'all it's at halftime and they're just showing the replay, but George Pickens, it was what's the guy? Our guy named Odell Beckham-esque, but it just wasn't a touchdown. It was a really good catch though.
You got Jonathan Taylor, you got Dalvin Cook, you got Derrick Henry, Chubb. For the most part, those Najee Harris.
I can't say Chubb. Well, I can't say Chubb because Chubb shares with Kareem Hunt. I get that.
All of them guys have other guys in the backfield with them, but those are the guys who get 20 plus carries a game. Because Kareem Hunt, he's mostly used as a receiving back. Just like the Matson kid, mostly used as a receiving back. Naheem Hines, mostly used as a receiving back. So they all split time. Even if you look at the James Robinson and Etienne for the Jaguars, one of them is used mostly as a receiving back. So even like Tampa Bay, they got Fournette, and they've always had that other guy who's kind of a receiving back. So you kind of got to have the running back, and you got to have two guys for the most part.
I mean, you could even look at Derrick Henry. You know, in the previous seasons, he's received the bulk of the Titans carries. In this season, honestly, he's not really doing anything.
Yeah, because they got the other guy, they got the Foreman guy. Right. If you look at the Saints, we got Kamara, Mark Ingram. We've had Kamara or Latavius Murray. It's always been another
Dallas
guy.
Cowboys, you got Pollard and
Zeke.
Exactly.
Pollard and Zeke. Yeah.
Which Pollard, in my opinion, is better than Zeke.
Right now, yeah.
I was gonna say Zeke has looked better though.
Yeah, he has in the past few years. Yeah, but I still think Pollard got him right now.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. So hot topic from today. Boston Celtics have suspended, and it just came, became official. Have officially suspended head coach, and I'm gonna butcher his first name.
Ime Udoka
for the season.
Good, boy. Good.
Yeah. He basically had a consensual sexual relationship with a female Celtics employee.
He got Bill Clinton.
Nah. But it was. I'm trying to think of the best way to put this. It wasn't an affair because he and Nia Long were separated.
And
I
it's
think this
not
is just
and it's not Allison Feaster. So can y'all stop blasting that woman on social media because she's not involved in this?
Oh, is that the woman who looked like Sade?
yeah, I think so.
Yeah,
That she's
Oh,
a
yeah,
very
she's
very
not
lovely
cool.
lady, but it's not her.
yeah. It's not her, but people keep attacking that woman, and this wrong, bro.
That is messed up. Social media.
Um,
My only question: can I go there? Can I be petty?
Do
you
it.
can, but hold on before you go there. Trying to think. This is not a league thing. This is just a Celtics
Yeah.
organization policy.
And according to some people, it's that same policy is in place in multiple franchises.
Okay.
Because
It's
the
yeah.
Timberwolves fired their general manager or assistant general manager last year for a hostile work environment and having an inappropriate relationship. All right. But my question is, Phil Jackson and Jeannie
Mm,
Buss have been
mm,
in a relationship since 1999
mm.
when he started working for the Lakers.
How you know that?
It's
You can go look it
public
up.
knowledge.
It's public knowledge. I'm just trying to figure out where was his suspension. Eric Spoelstra dated and then married a cheerleader for the Miami Heat.
But this is
Where
by
is his suspension? Yeah,
team
but my
organization.
thing, but my
That's it.
thing
That's what he's
is,
saying.
that's my thing. If this rule is supposedly in place in almost every franchise, why is it being selectively enforced? That's my question.
But it's organizational based though.
Yeah, but some organizations seem to like. Oh, it
Some
seems almost
organizations
like
take it serious, some don't.
it's almost like organizations have that in and they use that as a loophole. Like, gotcha. That's the catch-all.
Why would you? This man literally got you to the finals.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Why is
Unless
this?
unless Brad Stevens pulling a Pat Riley. Like Pat Riley, he got rid of Stan Van Gundy in '06, and he was the GM, and he came down and coached and won the finals with the Heat.
Mhm.
So unless Brad Stevens like, all right, I built this fire team, I want to come back and coach. Let me get him out of here for a year.
Mm.
No, that's just conspiracy theory on my end. You know what I'm saying? That's
Yeah,
just conspiracy
that's
theory on
pretty
my end.
good. That's a pretty good theory.
That's just conspiracy
Oh,
theory.
this is a good time for you to play your thing that you like
I
playing.
yeah, I know. I missed it. I'm sorry.
It was perfect.
Let's try it again. Do it again. Say it
Later.
again.
Go ahead, repeat it.
All right. Y'all ready? All right.
Go ahead.
So Brad Stevens could possibly just be trying to get Udoka out the way so he could come back and coach the team.
You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious? You don't find that suspicious?
Pat Riley did it. I'm just saying.
Yeah,
You did.
that's a good. I don't know. I think it's crazy that's even
Or maybe Kyrie,
consenting.
or maybe Kyrie Irving snitched.
Oh,
D'Angelo Russell don't play for the Celtics, do he?
that was a good
thing you said on this show ever, bro.
Yeah, I like that. It just came out of nowhere.
That was a good one, bro. I get
That was a good one.
That was a good one, man.
All right.
Hey, and why they been talking about this more than Brett Favre though?
It's a good question.
That's a
Brett
good-
Favre is
Especially considering that the person who was over the Department of Welfare just played into
plea
the plea.
deal.
Yeah, just into the plea
Oh.
deal in that case.
Speaking of Jackson, Mississippi, I just found this out today. This has nothing to do with sports, but I just found this out today. Did y'all know that a majority of the CO2 that is used, I sent this in the what's called too, the majority of the CO2 that is used in beer and beveraging comes from a extinct underground volcano in Jackson, Mississippi. And that now is contaminated. And so beer and beverage are starting to face a shortage.
Oh man,
It's all Deion Sanders' fault.
when you gonna put that on there, man?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. Hey, I do have one more announcement. Hey, we put this out, and you've seen it at the beginning of our intros. The guys are doing the sickle cell trail ride this weekend, this Saturday and this Sunday. It is going to be at the Red Barn on 2901 Rodeo Road in Abbeville, Louisiana. If you can't make it but would like to make a donation, you can do that via Cash App at $TT Sickle Cell Riders. For more information, you can go to Sickle Cell Riders on Facebook, or you can call me. It's Tasha. Is it A-Bear or her? I'm going to say A-Bear. Tasha A-Bear. Tasha A-Bear at 337-561-3150. What time? Does it say what time it starts? I don't see it on here. But they will have...
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Ride leaves at 12 p.m. They'll have a DJ until 9 p.m. On Saturday, and they will have a DJ on ground on Sunday. So if you can, please help. It goes towards, I think it said what, sickle cell research in St. Jude. I think something like that.
Yeah. And like I said before, the money that's going to be raised is going to be given to a kid at St. Jude that has sickle cell. So it's a good cause. I mean, guys, if y'all can give $1, $2, $3, I mean, it's going to a good cause. And honestly, you know, I've had family members that have honestly lost their lives due to sickle cell. So it's something that I definitely take serious. Yeah.
All right, fellas, we got anything else? I want to say again, thank you to Mr. Verge Ausberry for coming on, dropping gems, blessing us, and again, our man Tank. Tank, I don't know how you deal with our silliness every time you come on, but we definitely appreciate you. You know what I'm saying? Love and respect you, young brother. But fellas, that's it.
Yeah.
Tank, hide your baby, or Daniel looking for you. All right, and like that, we got.
Roach.
Don't forget to like, follow, and subscribe on Twitter at Golden Boot. On Instagram at Golden Boot. On YouTube at The Golden Boot Pod. On Facebook at The Golden Boot Pod.
Golden Boot!